Commander is on the ground. The 144,000, the Lightworkers of the world, have been strategically placed around the grid. And today we've returned to this star fort that has been here since the 1600s. This galactic war, what you're experiencing right now, it's not new. But each and every one of us, we have positions and we're placed strategically around the grid to anchor in our energies and reset and recalibrate the energies of the area. And we're here in St. Augustine to flip the grid. Hello everyone, I am Michael and I help guide people on the evolutionary journey. War has been part of this realm for hundreds and thousands of years. And war was manipulated. You see, the controllers, the serpents, actually got people to kill people, like the puppet masters. And what you're seeing now in modern times, this has been going on for centuries upon centuries. And we're here at this very powerful place. You see, there's a very powerful vortex in Florida and an amplified vortex in St. Augustine. And that's why we're here, and we're actually here to flip the grid. And we're going to be taking the energy that's here and we're going to be flipping it, and we're going to be restoring the energy. And you could think about, look at this ancient structure, this beautiful wall that was built. But we have to really think about all of the people that were tricked to fight other people for so many centuries upon centuries. And we could see this here. And this ancient relic can show us a little bit about our past, and our past can teach us about our future. And I'm going to be going around this fort, and I'm going to be restructuring the energy here, and I'm taking you all with me, and we're actually going to be doing this collectively. So you might be in a specific position in your neck of the woods. Where are you located, Light Warriors? Why don't you let me know in the comments? But we have these strategic positions because we have to be there to restructure that area. So you might be living in a specific location, or you might be called to a specific location. And when we really have this intuitive feeling that we have to visit a certain location, or we have to take a trip to a different place, well, that calling that we have inside of us, it's calling us to get to that location so that we can actually bring our energy to that location and cause a major shift. And a lot of people, they're called, they don't know why. I'm here today with many different people, and people are called to certain locations and you're not really sure why. Why are you called to that location? And you could reflect upon your personal journey. Are you called to specific locations and you don't know why? You see, this location really calls to me, and I can't really put it into words, but maybe in my cellular memory, there's something that lies here. And if you've ever heard of the stone tape theory, the stone actually can hold the energies, especially from very powerful or traumatic events. So we could be here in a structure that has stood for centuries, and all of the memories, all of the energies that were actually here, they're still here right now, and you're picking up on it. And it leaves an energy signature, and this energy signature, it's going to last. And we have these different vortices around the world. And we know where we are right now is actually very close to the Bermuda Triangle, right? That's mostly out in the water there, but there's different places all around the grid that, they're very energetic and powerful places. And, if these little points around the grid, if they are manipulated, if they're changed, if a signature is left there, it could leave a negative impact. We have to remember constructive and deconstructive interference waves. So you could have positive things that leave a positive effect, and you know, the world that we live in is actually a living thing. It's alive, just like you and I. So when we're aware of this, you know, we can relate this to our body. Some of you have maybe used acupuncture or acupressure, and there's different pressure points around the body. Well, there's different pressure points, or there's different energetic places around the world. And this is one of those powerful places. And, you know, when we really dive into how long this has stood here and all the different events that have happened here, all of these memories, all of these cellular memories, they're here. And if it was left in a way that was negative, it's actually lowering the vibration of our world. And you know, that's why we're all strategically placed at these different points, and we're here to cause a change, vibrational synchronization. So you actually might have an energy that's actually greater than the matrix itself. Could you believe that? That's why Commander is on the ground. Yeah. So when I'm seeing these structures, and it's really beautiful, but there's a lot of power that lies here. There's a lot of memories that lie here. And all around the world, these different structures were built, and you know, different things were, events, if you will, took place at these different locations. You know, I shared about Manhattan Island and what has happened in Manhattan Island, how rituals were placed there. So there are different places around the world where the energy signature there is much more powerful, and this is one of these places. And the signature is going to remain until it's flipped, and that's why we all have these callings to maybe visit these different locations, because we're actually going to be leaving our signature and flipping the location. We're going to continue our journey around the Stargate. Yeah. Stargates do exist, light warriors. And the stone, it lasts the test of time. You were lied to. Look how this stands today. Buildings that they build today are not built as great, as wonderful as this place is. And it still stands, and it just keeps going. And that's what you need to do as well. But we're here, and we're taking the journey, and we're flipping this grid. And we're gonna go all the way around. And all these people that come here, they're all called to this location to leave their signature. But we have to be mindful of all the different locations and why these places had these events. You know, especially when we, you know, look at places where maybe bad events happen, where there's maybe a lot of casualties in a certain area. It's very important to realize that everything carries a frequency, and we're the ones to light it up, kid. And we're the ones that are going to be changing and flipping this grid. And it's important that we are mindful of the powers of frequencies and what we are changing, what we are causing, and the ripples that we are causing. Right on cue. The ripples that we cause as we move forward, and how we can actually be the organic portal. So some of us hear about these things like vortices, we hear about portals, but actually you are an organic portal. And just like this place, this very powerful location, it actually pulls energy in, and it causes massive change. Well, you could cause massive change as well. And that's why we go on these excursions and we walk all the way around and we cause the shift. And that's why we might be called to visit a location, or why certain people make it to a specific location. But all of the energies of whatever occurred here they still last the test of time. And you have to flip the grid in your area. You might be called to change an area by you. And it's just in your innate, it's within your DNA. And it calls you to make these changes. And we're all gonna make these changes as we go on our journey. And we just keep going. So when you're called to a specific location, there's a reason. And the reason, you might not be consciously aware of it, but it actually lies within your DNA. So we're walking the wall, we're climbing the wall, and we're walking the perimeter. And we're going clockwise all the way around to the other side. But it's wonderful here. Where are you called to be? We're going to make it all the way around to the other side. Simply by existing. I shared that with you a long time ago. The 144,000, they're positioned strategically around the world. And all you need to do, Lightworker, is simply exist, because you are emitting a field that emits 30 miles from your body. You are emitting a field that's 5,000 times stronger than most of the others. You came here for this reason. You're an ancient soul and you're a very powerful being. You were just lied to your entire life. You see, World War III is a spiritual war with no division between civilian and military participation. And we're here to flip the grid. I could reflect on a story that my grandfather shared with me, and I didn't really understand it at the time. But my grandfather was a light worker in his day of World War II. And when he told me a story about World War II, I didn't really understand the message. I wanted to hear stories about shooting stuff and blowing stuff up. I wanted to hear the cool stories as a kid. But what I learned was my grandfather was in charge of a prison, and he had the prisoners, which were SS soldiers. They were known to be the most lethal and deadly soldiers. My grandfather was in charge of like 50 of them. They all listened to him, and they followed his orders as his prisoner. He treated them with respect. And he told me, Mikey, those people, they didn't really want to kill anyone. I didn't understand what he was saying at the time, but now I do. All wars have been fake. All wars have been fake. And the puppet master, Lucifer, has tricked people to fight each other. Do you see people, the everyday life people of the world, fighting each other in society today? It's time to break free of subconscious programs, and it's time to realize the power of love, the power of light, which is authenticity. Realize your power and how you can restructure the grid. If you find this message interesting and you would like to learn more about our reality in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, why don't you click subscribe, give the video a like so it becomes visible to more people, and please share with one other person, because when we all share with one other person, we will rapidly grow our 5D community. Never stop, just keep going. Where are you located around the grid? Let us know in the comments. Where are you located and where are you called to visit? I was called to visit this place and visit this place again, and keep coming back and make sure that we're flipping the grid at this location. We're the 144,000. We're the warriors of the rainbow of the Hopi prophecy. We're different colors, classes, and creeds, and we're actually serving. And the only real war, spiritual, World War III. Remember, we cannot control what is around us. However, we can control from within. Be conscious that you are here to flip the grid. All you need to do is exist. Use this to raise your vibration and increase your electromagnetism. Life is so much better when we are all together. If you find this message inspiring or know someone that could benefit from it, please share this message. Dear ones, I am Michael. Find us in the 5th dimension. Have a wonderful day living your everyday life. Everyday life, men and women are here strategically placed, even children, are strategically placed all around the grid, and you're actually visiting these locations to actually flip the energy signature for the light. Don't forget it. Share this message and share your story in the comments. Where are you visiting? Where are you located? What are you called to do on your journey? I was called to come to this area. It's tremendous, Light Warriors. Commander is on the ground. I am the defender of our everyday lives. Victory of the light. The light of Christ is here. Thousands of years, this war has been fought. And now, we're going to see the invisible enemy for what it's worth. Mikael is here.